I think Senna, I will put him in number one.
For me, Senna is number one.
For me, he was number one.
I will put Ayrton Senna as number one.
For me, Ayrton Senna undoubtedly was the number one.
I would put him number one. You know, he was definitely the greatest driver.
If you ask me, I put Senna as well in number one.
There is no compromise. You give everything you have. Everything, absolutely everything. So every time you are close to those limits, the excitement increases and your heart goes quicker and your breath goes stronger.
giro più ragazzi, va giro più ragazzi, 14, 15, 16, 3, 9, 3, è pole position, Ayrton Senna! Unbelievable! 1-3 best time! Senna's on the pole, Senna is on the pole!
It was almost fitting that he died in a race car.
And suddenly, boom, everything goes away. Nothing. You end up with nothing.
But in the end, there is no end. Only love will remain.
I just love racing. I just love the challenge to beat somebody else. And in many occasions, even to beat myself. The main thing is to be yourself. Because it's basically learning about yourself. Even if you try to be perfect, nobody's perfect. So of course I try to learn from every mistake I make, from every wrong decision I make, to not allow it to happen again.
Probablement que ce jour-là est un de ma sauvé la vie.
My first race in the wet with go-kart was a disaster. Just complete joke. I couldn't do any good. And in the dry I was pretty good. So then on that day I learned that I knew nothing about running the wet. And from there on I started testing and training the wet. Whenever it was raining I was there in the circuit training, testing. And then I learned. I believe in something. The man is capable of creating and developing a machine to such an extent. The man is able to go to the moon. It takes time and a lot of effort and a lot of dedication and a lot of power.